I hear you perfectly, yes.
Yeah, good morning to you. Good evening from Vietnam.
Well, thank you. Happy to try to answer any questions.
Thank you so much for spending your morning to join our program to share your wisdom to our audience. And on behalf of the listeners everywhere, Dr. Langer, we want to say thank you to you.
Oh, my pleasure.
Hey, have you been to Vietnam before?
I've not been to Vietnam, no, but thank you. I've gotten asked. I've tried to reduce travel.
Uh, yeah, I talked to your son Michael yesterday, and he said that you are his hero, and he wanted me and Vivian to transfer his message to you, and he's so happy to create the chocolate cake to celebrate your 75 years birthday. All right, and he wished
Well,
us to have a wonderful conversation together. He's been traveling near to Vietnam, so hopefully that one day we'll be able to
well,
see
I'm sure
him.
he'll be there. I'm sure he'll be there.
Yeah. Shall we jump
Yeah, you
to our
fire away on questions. Yes.
yes? So I'll ask the first question, Professor Langer. So, how did the way your parents live that has shaped you, the way that you're going through the setbacks, the success in your life that you did not realize when you were younger, but you just realized recently or later stage in your life?
Well, my father was a very positive person. You know, I mean, I guess one thing he said, I remember that was important to me. He fought in World War II as a navigator, and he saw a lot of his friends die. And he always said to me that every day he got to live after World War II, he felt that was a gift. And so he also would tell me stories of people like Lou Gehrig, who was a famous baseball player, who died of Lou Gehrig's disease. I mean, that's what it's called now. It's ALS. And Lou Gehrig, even though he was a young man when he died, he gave a speech saying that I know a lot of people think I've been given a bad break, but I think I'm the luckiest man there is alive. And I think that those kinds of statements were, I think about them from time to time when things aren't going so well. That I've been very lucky.
How about your mom?
My mom was a super nice person. I think that you know, I think she just always, loved me a lot and loved my sister a lot, and I think that was just a wonderful thing to see. That I don't think she had a mean bone in her body, as people would say.
And when you were little, as a quiet kid, right, you loved to play the magic tricks and also chemistry sets. So, how do playing those two ignite your curiosity to see the world differently that other people don't see that you can still apply until today, Dr. Bob?
Well, I think magic tricks, particularly chemical magic tricks, got me interested in chemistry. I had a little chemistry set, and even watching nature, like I had a microscope set, you could watch shrimp hatch, and I think those kinds of things do ignite your curiosity. That reactions can occur, and something can grow from almost nothing.
Wow. And if you could travel time to meet you when on those days that you got rejected a lot when you're trying to not apply for the oil, companies for the big paycheck, but apply for medical field and got rejected so many times, right? If you could travel time to meet you back then on one afternoon, and you're gonna say something to that Bob, what is that you're gonna talk to him?
I'd probably say things are going to be okay. Hang in there.
Hang in there. Where did you find all of the strength to bear with the resilience in life after rejection and rejection like that, bro?
Well, I think one thing that helped me was my postdoctoral advisor, Judah Folkman. He got a lot of criticism and a lot of rejection, and he didn't give up. And I think seeing him as a role model was also very, very helpful to me.
You've been wearing a lot of hats in your life, yeah, as a husband, a scientist, entrepreneur, and many, many different things. And Vivian and I are helping people to develop what we call as a newness intelligence, where we want the people to embrace newness in life and try to see things a different way. And if if you look at your life with different hats, if you pick one that you think that you want to make some significant change, so what would that change be?
In my
Dr.
own life,
Yes.
I really don't think I feel very lucky. I maybe if maybe I should figure out how to eat less desserts or something like that. But I feel I've been very lucky. Because you learn from the things that are bad. You learn. I mean, everybody's going to have things that aren't good at some point or another, and I don't know that I want to ever change those things because I think it taught. I mean, it taught me how to deal with adversity, and adversity is always going to happen personally and professionally. I feel like I've had a very lucky life, but I wouldn't change very much, if anything.
And the next question is something that we promised to Dr. Karp. We're going to ask you. And his question is, what is the one thing that you do every day that help you to enhance your well-beings and at the same time that can maintain your capacity to stay in high performance over the years?
I walk a lot. I walk a lot with my wife. I try to walk 10 miles a day if I can.
10 miles a day. You can.
Walk or run 10 miles a day. I try to.
Well, and it's for the success in life. If you look back at all of that, so what makes you happy the most for all the accomplishment that you've been having, Dr. Bob?
Yeah, it's the people, whether my students, people that we've helped scientifically, my family, now my grandchildren. I mean, all those things make me, seeing that you do something that makes other people happier, healthier, that that makes me happy.
We try to understand how you meet your wife, Laura, but there's not a lot of information about that made available on the public domain. So how did you guys meet, Bob?
Yeah, well, first she was a roommate of one of my people in our lab, and then so, but we'd run on the track together sometimes. Because like I say, I ran a lot. She ran some, so both those things. She'd come down to the lab to see her roommate, and but also she came to, so I knew who she was and vice versa, and then we'd run on the track sometimes, and track's not that big, so.
So who made the move first?
Oh, she did, because I'm sure she knew that I was a professor and she was a graduate student. So I think if I did, it might not have been such a cool thing to do. Certainly, it wouldn't be today, but I don't know that it would have been then either.
Earlier in this conversation, you mentioned the word "I think," and Vivian and I will love to help people to improve their ability to think. Conversation like this is the best way for us to ask our guest speakers to share their practice on thinking. So, Bob, how have you been expanding your ability to think over the years?
Well, I read a lot. I talk to a lot of people. I think having the lab that I have with a lot of people who are probably a lot smarter than me at all, and they, talk to me about different things. I think a lot of my colleagues as well. I think, again, it's a lot about people.
Wow. And as we mentioned earlier, we are working on what we call newness intelligence. We're trying to help people to improve that strength in their lives, right? So if you look at your life and you see the benefit of newness that had brought onto your life through your own experience, so what would be a story about newness that you could share to our audience?
About newness?
Yes, something new, something that significantly that you do something differently into the world of newness that have expanding beyond your ability to believe.
I'm not sure I fully understand. Something that I'm doing, or something that I'd want to do, or something that I did a long time ago, or I'm just not sure.
Alrighty, so I'll share a little bit. When we interview over 1,200 experts in 100 countries in all 7 continents, one thing that we saw behind their success and their accomplishment is the ability to lean in onto new things, newness. That's what we call. And instead of afraid of change, they really head on to something new and figure out something out of that. So if you look at your life, when you see the lens of newness in your own experience, what is the one story that you can share for our
Oh,
audience?
okay.
To,
Well,
yeah.
well, then probably a good story about that is when I was a graduate student and I was looking for a job. Almost all my friends went to work for oil companies. That wasn't new. That's what everybody did. I didn't want to do that. I was looking for something that could help people. So I applied for some educational teaching jobs, and no one would hire me. Then I applied to hospitals, and no one would hire me except for this one man, Judah Folkman. And when I went there, I was the only engineer in the entire place.
And you apply for that because you want to make something nice for the people and good for the people. So what did you envision that being the only engineer in the hospital setting would make you to contribute something significantly new and good for other people?
Well, I didn't really know, but his idea was that if you could stop blood vessels, that and you could find molecules that could stop blood vessels, that might be a new way to treat cancer someday. So, so that I thought if I could contribute to that, that would be a wonderful thing. And we did. Those drugs have affected hundreds of millions of people, but it took many, many years. But we did the early work, and then the drug delivery work I did that helped make that possible, that's affected billions of people. So I mean, not just because of me, but a lot of people built on it, and so, but working in that lab, that I thought I would learn a lot, and I thought I might be able to contribute some.
Wow. And I think that Vivian is having a question she would love to ask
Sure.
to Bob. Yes.
Yeah, Dr. Langer, sorry for me being a bit anxious to talk to you, and that's why I think it's a bit emotional for both of us. Yeah, I have two questions for you, Dr. Langer. First of all,
Sure.
is how's your relationship with Laura changed how you see yourself and your life after almost 4 great decades of great marriage?
Yeah, well, I don't know that it's changed that much, except we now have grandchildren, so that in fact they're visiting us now. I don't know if they're around. My little I was at a board meeting before. My 3-year-old granddaughter came in, wanted to sit on my lap, so which is a little awkward when you're in the middle of a board meeting. But she's wonderful, and I love her. So I think that's probably our biggest change. Is that now our children are in their 30s, and we have grandchildren. But that's a wonderful change.
Congratulations. Yeah, Dr. Lang. One question for you. You are our hero, and I think millions of us in this world would say that you've been saved directly or indirectly. So I think it's being part of this is a profound lessons we want to learn from you. When you do a lot of this research, is something that you feel right or something that just visibly out there that you need to chase forward for the solutions?
No, it's because I feel it's important. I kind of look at the research we do, what can make the maximum impact, given the skills that that I have, which are limited. But that's how I look at it.
Dr. Langer, the last question for this conversation, is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So you are promoting nice and being nice as a trait for people in living and in leading. So what message would you transfer to our audience so that they will look at the way of living or the way of working, the way of leading as being a nice person?
I just think if you can help people, I mean, what better thing? I mean, I think I think anybody that helps somebody else and they see that that person is happier, I think it makes them happier. I mean, and that's how I've always thought about it. It's not that I necessarily do it to be nice. It makes me feel good.
And Dr. Langer, thank you so much for for first responding to my email a couple of days ago when before we had a meeting with Dr. Jeffrey Koff, and also accepting our invitation to join and share your wisdom to our audience. It's such an honor for Vivian and I to know you, to have you on our program, and we send our love, our respect, our gratitude to you and to all your family, and we hope to see everybody in one day soon.
Thank you so much. Very nice interview. Good questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Take care.